Welcome back to Pine Tree State Restorations and the National NC173 Tube Radio 101. So as we talked about before, we have a bad filter capacitor back there. You can see right there, okay? We're going to have to take the back off of the radio so we can get to the screw that holds the can on. And then we need to unsolder those wires. 2 sets are hot wires and the white set are grounds. Let's talk about capacitors. Here's a filter capacitor, a new one for that. You notice it says 10 MFD 500 VDC. And there's another one. See the little symbols? One looks like a triangle, one looks like a half moon. Okay? Those symbols are underneath on here as well. Okay, look, you see the triangle right there, all right, and the half moon right there. Those are the 2 hot lines, the positives, and the one that's unmarked is the ground. Okay, the original capacitor was 8 microfarads at 500, or no, 450. This one's a little better, 10 at 500. I got these from Hayseed Hamfest online. I believe it was about 30 bucks, 35 bucks, something like that. Nice high quality capacitor. Okay. It's important that you understand you don't want to hook these wires up wrong. If you hook the wires up wrong to this, it's going to be a grenade. So you don't want to do that. Make sure you pay attention to what's going on that's written on the label and the symbols on the bottom. You look in here, you can see that the 2 hot lines are here, okay, and the grounds are over here. Now this can is not grounded to the radio. Some have the ground on the outside of the can and the clamp grounds it on the other side of the chassis. This one is not. It's isolated. So the clamp ground on the other side of the chassis doesn't do a damn thing. So this is what you need to understand, because most of the time this is what goes wrong with these radios. Now a lot of people ask me, why shortwave? Well, I'm telling you, shortwave is making a comeback, and shortwave is the king of radio. In bad times or war, whatever, shortwave can go all the way around the world because it skips off the ionosphere. And we can get skipped and it'll travel mega all the way around the globe. No other radio really does that unless you're using the satellite or something. Shortwave radio is making a comeback. I listen to it every night. I strongly recommend you learn about shortwave radio, and I strongly recommend you get one. They have shortwave radios from $20 to $10,000. I prefer the old boat anchors because they just work so well, and there's no solid state in these, meaning that an EM pulse won't damage these in any way, shape, or form. This radio will still work during an EM pulse because tubes are not affected by that. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to get that out of there, and then we're going to put the new one in. Okay? Because this radio, you plug it in, all it does is hum because that filter capacitor is shorted out. So, think about shortwave, think about what I just told you, and we're going to get that thing dug out of there today, get that replaced, possibly get this one fired up. I just recently had a Hallicrafters SX99 Mark I on my bench that I restored the other day. I didn't do a video on it, but it was pretty easy. It only had 4 or 5 things wrong with it. It's all done. But this big one here has a lot of issues. I mean, I'm not even sure it's got some locked up controls. Some of the controls are locked up. They're really, really tight. Got to fix them. I think this one, phasing. One of them's really bad. Can't remember which one. One of them's really tight. It's that one right there. The limiter. That thing is like seized right up. You know, it's aluminum shaft going into brass shaft going into aluminum and it gets all corroded. We got to get that off and get that cleaned up. But thanks for watching Pine Tree Restorations, and we will be back with the NC173.